The Texas Longhorns may have found one of the most dangerous weapons for their defense in 2026, and there is a detail in this story that is attracting even more attention. Rasheem Biles hasn't even played a single snap for the team yet. Even so, the Longhorns' new linebacker is already being placed among the players who deserve national attention and has just received recognition that could completely change the expectations surrounding his season. Rasheem Biles has been included once again on the watch list for the Butkus Award, one of the most important individual awards in college football. The accolade recognizes the top linebacker in the country, and appearing on this list before the start of the season means Biles is already being viewed as a player with the potential to go a long way in the race. And for anyone who follows the Texas Longhorns, this news couldn't have arrived at a more interesting time. Biles arrived in Austin during the spring after spending 3 seasons playing for Pittsburgh, and he didn't land in Texas as an unknown player. Quite the contrary. During his time at Pittsburgh, he put up numbers that quickly caught the attention of other teams when he entered the transfer portal. There were 183 tackles, 13 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, and 10.5 sacks. These numbers show that Biles is not simply a linebacker specialized in stopping the run. He can also drop into coverage, rush the quarterback, and make plays in clutch moments of the game. It is precisely this versatility that could make him an extremely important piece for the Longhorns. But there is another detail that raises expectations even higher. Biles already was receiving recognition before even arriving in Texas. During his time in the ACC, he earned conference honors in 2024 and 2025 and finished last season consolidating a reputation that placed him among the most exciting players available in the portal. Now, he arrives in Austin with a completely different mission. The jersey is new, the defense is new, the level of pressure is also different. And precisely because of that, the big question for the season is whether Biles will be able to repeat everything in Texas that he showed in Pittsburgh. Because it is one thing to produce impressive numbers in a program, it is another to arrive at one of the powerhouse names in college football, assume responsibilities within a defense with high expectations, and deliver when opponents start preparing their game plans specifically for you. So far, however, everything indicates that the hype surrounding Biles is enormous. The Butkus Award recognition itself proves this. For the second consecutive year, the linebacker appears on the award's watch list. This means he starts the season already included in a conversation that brings together some of the best defensive players in the country, and Texas knows this award very well. In recent years, the Longhorns have been directly involved in the race. Last season, Anthony Hill Jr. was a Butkus Award finalist before concluding his college football career. And speaking of history, the last Texas player to win the award was Derrick Johnson in 2004. Now, more than 2 decades later, the program may once again have a linebacker capable of entering that conversation. But Biles is not just thinking about individual trophies. The main goal is to help the Texas Longhorns contend for a national championship, and that could make his season even more important. If he manages to become one of the leaders of the defense, produce high-volume tackles, pressure quarterbacks, and create game-changing plays, the race for the Butkus Award will naturally gain momentum. The award's timeline also creates a sort of countdown. The 2026 Butkus Awards semifinalists will be announced on October 28th. Then, on November 20th, the finalists will be revealed. Finally, in December, the winner will be unveiled. In other words, Biles will have a few months to turn expectations into performance, and that is where the real pressure begins. Because now everyone knows who he is. Texas fans know, opponents know, award evaluators know, and the offensive coordinators who will face the Longhorns also know that there is a linebacker capable of attacking different areas of the field. This could change the way opponents prepare their games. If Biles starts producing right out of the gate in the first few weeks, his name could rise rapidly. One great performance can lead to another. A decisive sack can increase the spotlight. An interception could put him in the headlines once again. And if Texas starts winning important games, the buzz surrounding the linebacker could grow even larger. This is why this Butkus Award nod should not be seen merely as an individual news. It also represents high expectations for the entire Texas Longhorns defense. Now, fans want to discover if the player who arrived from Pittsburgh can truly be one of the big surprises of the season. They want to know if his numbers will keep climbing. They want to find out if he will be able to take on a starring role, and above all, if he can help Texas reach the goal that truly matters, contending for a national title. And there is a curiosity that makes everything even more interesting. Even with all this recognition, Biles still has to prove everything wearing the Longhorns jersey. Not a single tackle has been recorded by him for Texas. No sacks, no interceptions, no game-winning plays. It's all ahead of us. And perhaps that is precisely what makes this story so compelling. Rasheem Biles arrives in Austin with impressive stats, experience, national recognition, and now a spot on the Butkus Award watch list. But what will truly define his legacy in Texas is what he does when the ball is kicked off and the games actually count. If he manages to elevate his game, Biles can quickly transition from being just a transfer player surrounded by hype into one of the premier defensive stars in college football. And if that happens, it won't just be the Butkus Award that puts his name in the spotlight. The Texas Longhorns may have also found one of the players capable of changing the course of the season. Now, the countdown begins. Rasheem Biles has already turned heads even before making his debut. The Butkus list already features his name. His past stats are already impressive. The buzz in Austin is growing, but the question everyone wants answered can only be settled on the field. Will Rasheem Biles live up to everyone's expectations, or will the pressure of wearing the Texas jersey reveal a completely different story? The answer begins when the Longhorns take the field.